As the fleet of large steam turbine generators continues to age, forced outages are becoming an increasing problem. Most large steam turbine generators use an electro-hydraulic control system, or EHC, to position their governing and tripping valves.
EHC stands for Electrically Hydraulic Controlled System, and that's basically a mechanical asking an electrical control to tell it what to do. It controls the turbine in power gen.
You can't generate power if your turbine is shut down by your electro-hydraulic control system, which is basically the brain of the turbine. This is what operates all the steam valves. It controls speed and load. Forced outages are becoming an increasing problem because systems that are 20 and 30 years old have not had maintenance properly done. Therefore, the fluid in the system is causing all the components to start having some stickage, therefore causing the turbine to be in a forced outage.
Downtime is money to power gen. And when they have these big units running, they want to keep them running. They don't want to come down for an unexpected outage. And the EHC systems have to be very clean for them to operate effectively.
Contamination is the largest contributing factor to forced outages in the power generating industry. Contamination comes in many forms. It can be anywhere from water to dust, metal shavings from new installation of the system. And it can also be in the form of varnish, which builds up in the system throughout the years.
By adding a cleaning agent to the system and circulating through actuators and system components, varnish and gels are dissolved.
Once you add your cleaning agent to the system, you're going to use fluid analysis to determine what is going on in there. Through this process, we're taking periodic fluid samples to determine a trend throughout the flush process. Basically, you're going to take a fluid sample an hour after you add the cleaning agent to the system, and you're going to see a particle count. Fluid analysis is highly recommended to determine what's happening in the system to assure that the flush was successful. Without fluid analysis, you cannot do a proper flush.
Once the flushing process is complete, we also provide the customer with the knowledge of these systems, and we help educate the customer on exactly how these systems operate and which components and which filters need to be used at certain times.
Our job is to go in and clean the systems up and update them so they don't have any forced outages and their system becomes more reliable.
Hydralube Inc. specializes in increasing the reliability of EHC systems.
We are solely dedicated to the EHC flushing and cleaning. We're mainly involved in the power generation industry on large, medium, and small steam turbines. We can work on any manufacturer's equipment. We can offer a lot of rebuilds on manifolds, actuators, related equipment to the EHC system. But we also are wanting to expand into other industries and become effective in petrochemical and drilling.
Their smart EHC system saves both time and money by identifying system malfunctions before they fail, protecting against unwanted forced outages.
The smart system basically is measuring flow rates throughout the entire system, giving you feedback from each component so you can make a good choice on where to start troubleshooting if you have a problem. It provides a safer way for the mechanic to service the components on the system. It allows for what we call a double block and bleed, which is to isolate stored energy from the component he's working on, so he can safely verify that that component is not under pressure. That's what the smart system does. It allows them to identify the problem, service it safely, verify no stored energy, replace the component with the unit still being online.
Hydralube's flush process is proven to keep older EHC systems operating trouble-free for years to come.
Flushes on an EHC system are performed when the customer is having unplanned outages or forced outages. When their servo valves start failing, their actuators start sticking, they can't keep the unit running because their EHC system keeps tripping the unit. That's when you determine that you need to do a flush, is because you have so much varnish and gels in the system. A flush is the only thing that is going to remove these contaminants.
Once a system is flushed, it's almost like it's brand new. We flush all the piping. We also rebuild the actuators, change all these seals. During the flushing process, we actually pull these components off and have those tested and do a visual inspection to make sure that they are operating correctly. And it really helps the reliability of the system because it basically brings the system back to a new state.
Many customers don't have the manpower or the labor to adequately keep up the PMs. The PMs meaning the preventive maintenance. If we can perform our services on this equipment, it can run for years, trouble-free.
Hydralube is going to basically be a one-stop shop. We're going to do all the repairs on the actuators. We're looking to do all the system upgrades. We're looking to do all the flushing, troubleshooting, and training on EHC systems. We want the end user to see that we're a professional company and be able to supply them a knowledgeable person that understands not just the flushing of the system, every single component on the system, how it operates, why is it failing, what's causing it to fail. That's the future of Hydralube. We want to be the company that the customer calls for all their answers in electro-hydraulic controls.
For more information, visit www.hydra-lube.net.